It's the SketchCraft Megashow!
All right, here goes. I'm about to get some of this delicious soft sushi from 7-Eleven.
Oh, well, hello. That was crunchy.
It's not as soft as I thought it would be.
Oh, no. SketchCraft Megashow.
I thought it was going to be really authentic because it's at 7-Eleven, but it's not.
That's so inconvenient for a convenience store.
But it tastes good. It's delicious and greasy.
Megashow.
I can taste the authentic grease in it.
Megashow?
I think I need to have a banana Slurpee. I'm going to do it.
Wash that down. Wash it down.
It's good. It's really good. It quenches the palate. The palate. I feel
it's a tsunami of pain.
I feel like I'm on like MasterChef. This is good stuff.
Megashow. Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm energized for the show.
SketchCraft Megashow, everybody. Here we go.
I drank too much. I got a brain freeze. My brain can't work.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the SketchCraft Megashow. I'm talking too fast. How you doing, Brandon?
Sounds like you did a little bit of nose candy. You are off the rails, sir.
Brandon just got done saying, I'm too negative.
Is that how I said it too? Very sassy?
You went, gosh, you're so negative. Yep. You know, you're negative Nancy.
So I sound like a 1980s bully?
Bully? You just pound my head into a locker. That's what they did in the 80s.
That's how you made me sound.
Were you even alive in the 80s? Like
85.
So sort of, you know, like right around Batman, he hit 4, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. So, no, Brand. In the 80s, the bullies just beat you, and the teachers were like, "Oh well, you know, don't complain about it." So how you been, Brandon? It's been uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, ocho, nueve, diez, diez. Is it diez uno? Isn't it just like a diez? Ocho,
you know,
ocho diez. I can never remember past 10. Like
all these years of living in Arizona and dating nothing but Mexican women and marrying a Mexican woman, I still don't know Spanish.
In my defense, I'm adopted, but my Hispanic father could not speak Spanish either. So, and I lived in Mexico. They're like, "Aren't you gonna learn the Spanish?" I'm like, "I draw pictures of the toilets, and they just point where I go." So, you know, you can draw food. That's how I learned how to draw, Brandon. Survival. The things we learn on the SketchCraft Megashow. All right, so Brandon, it's been a year, right? And before I completely take over the show and not let you talk, like Wesley always complained about, who's Wesley? We got rid of him. That's what happens when you complain on the SketchCraft Megashow.
By rid of him, we just mean he's no longer on the show. We did not condone. Yeah.
Huh?
No nefarious.
What'd you say? Okay, so he's not with us anymore. All of it's true, one way or the other. So Brandon, I'm gonna let you lead the way. I'm just gonna say first, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. You don't have to share this shit. Just like and subscribe. Turn on notifications and leave a comment below, even if it's just to complain about Brandon. It's okay. Yes. We support this.
I just like you guys talking about me. So yeah.
Yeah, and we want YouTube to share the video. See, if you do that, YouTube shares the videos. That's how it works. And you know, Brandon, we don't really ask for money around here, right? Because Brandon doesn't need it. He's loaded. And but if you would like to send me a tip for coffee, my Ko-fi is back up, Brandon. I turned it off a year ago. You know, when I didn't think it was responsible to go out and get coffee. Don't know why. But now it's back up because I can at least wear a mask in the drive-thru. So we're good there. With that being said, Brandon, the show is damn, the show is yours. I can't say this. The show, it's your turn. You do the thing.
Well, the only thing I'm loaded with is carbs and calories. So I don't know what how much that'll get me spending wise.
We all are, Brandon. Even me, like if you saw me, you'd be like, "You really think you're fat?" I'm like, for Rob, I'm fat. I'm super fat.
Yeah, for Rob, you're fat. You got that. You're kind of like a lava lamp. You're a lot of shapes to look
I'm
at
a
right
lava
now.
lamp that's spilling over the side. All right, does that make any sense?
Your cup runneth over.
Yeah. I'm chock full of 2020. So we're working that off. We're working that off right now. We're going back to work.
I'll lead into that. I didn't put it down in the topics, but I think I've noticed this is a trend. A lot more artists are now being more serious about their fitness and their health and trying to do better. Like, before the whole stigma of artists is you're big, you're chubby, you're fat, because you're just sitting at home in your room eating Cheetos and just getting big, drinking Mountain Dew. But I have noticed like a lot of artists have now moved into more like fitness. They want to look like the people they're creating,
There's only one okay. When I was a kid, there was one guy who managed to do that. His name was Dan Panosian, who has grown into be quite the illustrator. He was an amazing inker back in the 90s on like Profit. That's when I first discovered his work, But I'd go to con and this dude would look like Lou Ferrigno. I was like, damn, dude's as big as Profit. Like, that's nuts. Yeah. These days it's Paolo. What's his name? Paolo.
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 He works for
there's a lot of Top Cow stuff and DC stuff.
Top Cow, yeah, a lot of Top Cow stuff.
He needs to chill out. like I'm looking at it like I saw his arms the other day, like it was in those Instagram has those stories. You're familiar with this thing, the Instagram with the stories, Brandon?
Yes.
I'm old.
The gram.
Yeah. So every now and then there's these things at the top you can click and you can see these little snippets, and that's usually where I put all my snarky shit, right? But Paolo has his up in there, and he took a photograph of himself, and I'm like, "Look, man, you're making The Rock jealous. Like you need to they say, Brendan, my anatomy is going to send a photo of that guy and be like, take it up with him, man."
I just brought him up on the Instagram. Yeah, and I'm sorry names, but Paolo Pantalina.
Yeah, great illustrator.
Yeah, and I just pulled him up, and holy, calm down, bro.
Who was the guy that was supposed to play Deathstroke? Manganiello? Was it Joe Manganiello? Yeah, he's got that D&D. Yeah, he's way bigger than that guy.
Oh, damn, he's got some shirtless selfies on here and everything. Look at that.
Yeah.
All right. Got me distracted. Okay. But yeah, there's a perfect example there. But yeah, I am a rather big guy. I'm 6'1", but I'm a chubby big guy, and you're 6'2".
Okay. You're 6'1" vertically, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I don't want to crack a joke there, but yeah, and I'm trying to get into better shape because it sucks being overweight. But yeah, I've noticed that a lot of artists have taken fitness, a little bit more serious. Greg Capullo always lifts. He's always lifting, doing deadlifts and squats, and he's always posted that stuff. He's rocking out.
When I met Capullo in 1994, he was not that big.
No. See,
no, skinny guy with a big hat. Like he had a big mustache, big hat, a lot of hair. You know that trucker hat hair from the 70s?
Yeah.
He had like that,
Oh wow.
And I was just like so excited to meet him. I was like, oh look, because it was right when Angela first came out, the first Angela miniseries, which I still have my issue right here, sitting right here. But yeah, he looked like that. And then I didn't see him like in person again until way later, like 2011 or 12, right? Long time. I was like, God damn, dude, like he's built like Spawn or like Chapel, like super big.
And I mean, I might as well say this. One time, a buddy, was a friend, not anymore, but anyways, went to take a picture with Capullo, and Capullo's not a very tall person, so the guy, the other artist, went to scrunch down for the picture, and Capullo goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" And the look of terror on his face,
like super angry.
Yeah, the look of terror on the other artist's face. He's like, I'm so sorry. And he goes, yeah, you stand up straight. And I was like, oh shit. That was a great Capullo moment. But
Capullo, is he from Jersey or New York?
Yeah, he's something like that. He's tough as nails type. He's from something like that. I know they got
something.
He's from wherever you gotta.
He's from not my suburb.
Yeah. He's like from Philly or Jersey or somewhere over there. I don't know.
Wherever the Fresh Prince came from, around there.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. So Speaking of, I talked Rob into recently purchasing a kettlebell, and Rob will be doing some
very
physical
carefully.
activities
Very,
very
very careful.
carefully.
I have a really
Very,
bad back from the military, so like I have to be very
so
careful.
if the next podcast, Rob's like, I broke my back, I blame Mega Potato, we all know. Fair
Yeah,
warning.
yeah.
Uh, okay, since we're talking about big men here, let's go into Army of the Dead with Batista as the lead role. Did you see it, Rob? Have you watched it yet?
Nah, I haven't sat through it yet. Yeah.
It's hitting all-time Netflix records. Like it's something like either projected or it has already hit like 70 million households have watched this or accounts have watched it. It's
Well,
like
good
their
for them.
most viewed thing ever. I don't want to give away spoilers, but there's a part where obviously the bad guy, the corrupt guy in the group can easily just leave where they're at with what he wanted, like literally just 5 feet away, and he doesn't, and he sticks it out through the whole movie. But there's a lot of a lot of missteps in the movie where you're like, okay, Zack Snyder definitely had a hand in writing this. He's not the best writer. Is it beautiful? Yes. Does it has great shots? Yes. Is the action insane? Yes. Is it a thrill ride movie? Is it fun? Yes. Did I love it? Yes. It's I would imagine it's for like there's people that love the Fast and the Furious series. I haven't seen the last, I think, 4 or 5 since they were like in Brazil and they stole a bank with a cop car and it like took the whole wall out. Now they're going into outer space and submarines and super soldiers. I imagine that's what this is for people. It's just fun, action, thrilling. It's a Friday night movie. You put it on, you're like, all right, this is cool. They're
But
shooting
tonight is Friday
zombies.
night. Why am I not watching this?
You should be. I mean, it's not like a movie you're gonna sit down and go like, oh, this is the greatest movie ever. But you're gonna be like, I was entertained. I like this a lot. It was cool. So I I like it. I like that Zack Snyder put something out since the whole Justice League debacle, and it's getting good traction. It's
Well,
good stuff for him.
Brandon, you put something out recently. Let me see if I can. I
I did.
Yeah, yeah. You tweeted something, and I need to go to Twitter to grab
That's
this.
right. I did.
You forgot all about this, right?
I didn't. Did not forget. I just forgot about the segue into it. Yes, I forgot. I forgot completely.
Forgot all about
I
it. Yeah, yeah. So Brandon put this out.
yeah. So let me read the caption here. Imagine if you put the great creator Todd McFarlane and visionary Zack Snyder together, you could spawn such greatness. Hint, hint. Make this happen. Extra bonus if you got Larry Fong, and if you got Junkie XL on the sounds. Now, that's a dream team right there for me if I wanted a Spawn movie. It'd be gritty, it'd be dark, it'd be colorful and beautiful, and it would be just amazing to watch. So,
Brandon mocked up
if
this
you,
little piece of art. Who did the art, Brandon?
if
Was that you?
I don't, I no, I did not do the art,
It's
just
never Brandon.
the little logos. No, no, no. I couldn't find credit for who did the art, but yeah, probably someone like Capullo or something. It looks very much like his stuff. But
It looks
if
like
you,
something you'd see in a movie, right? Where it
yeah,
follows a comic, but then they added way too much texture. But it still looks cool.
yeah.
Like,
And if you're on Twitter, please go to my page, retweet this, comment on it. It's never too late to get traction on something. You could always go back and retweet something from years ago, and it's still great. So if you see this and you also agree with us, which you probably do because you're listening to us, you should go retweet this and post it on your Twitter as well.
Brandon, you said that really fast. You know
Um,
that?
since we started the podcast, I've
Uh-huh.
just downed a Red Bull.
Yeah, I could tell. Like you suddenly you got wings. Like
Red
you
Bull.
need to.
I turned into an
Uh-huh.
auctioneer,
Yeah.
so I got
Look,
a little.
the thing is, Brandon, when we talk about Zack Snyder, everyone knows you got to hit slow motion, right?
That's right. I gotta have the slow
motion,
and you have to go in and out of focus.
Yeah.
So right now I am in focus, but I need to blur
So
out the
we all know
background behind
Zack
me.
Snyder, right? Loves to put music over his sequences for the better part of 5 minutes. And look, I'm not against it. I love it. I also recognize it's a thing. Fine. What would be if you could pick one song for the Spawn movie? If Zack Snyder was going to direct Spawn, You know, what would be a song you would want to see over an extended slow montage sequence? Like, what would he's gonna pick them, and you can't say Leonard Cohen because we all know he's gonna do that anyway. So, and if he did, he'd probably do that one that was in Pump Up the Volume. Everybody knows, you know.
See, there's a
So
song that you probably don't know. It's called "In Hell, I'll Be in Good Company" by a band called the Dead South. They're a folk band from Canada,
it's not a
and
'90s song, though. This is the '90s.
see, I'm going more newer, like folky, gritty, and it's talking about hell. He'll be in good company. That's what I would go with. I see. I'm going new, modern, something cool kind of thing, where
I
people
would
go
love
like,
to
"Oh,
see
I know
them
that band."
do a Junkie XL remix of the Stone Temple Pilots song from The Crow, right? What was that? Yeah, I'd like to see a remix of The Big Empty, you know,
Yeah,
with the Spawn on there. So that'd be dope. Or that'd be cool. I mean, obviously Spawn had a movie in the '90s, so it'd be crazy to see. I mean, the Spawn soundtrack was actually pretty decent when it came out. They had a great For Whom the Bell Tolls remix for Metallica on there.
yeah.
So it's a little it's some of that remix that is a little too fast in the '90s, you know, for me, but it's still good. Trip Like I Do was on there. So KMFDM, you know, Juke Joint Jezebel, there'd be something, right?
Right.
So
But I mean, Zack Snyder knows superheroes. He knows colors and he knows guns. So you put all that together with an Al
yeah.
Simmons and a
Well,
Spawn, and
I think more to the point, he loves to put the whole like angel, demon, gods metaphor into everything. Even if like it's a little old lady going to buy hot dogs.
oh yeah, it's
You know.
there's a whole in the Army of Dead. There's a whole like we are in an infinite loop of good, bad versions of ourselves kind of thing. There's a little bit of a scene of that where it's like, oh, this is the version of us that did make it and didn't make it, who made the right choices, made the wrong choices.
This is your
So here,
hashtag Snyder Spawn.
mm-hmm,
Okay. All right.
hashtag Snyder Spawn. So if you're listening to this or watching it, please just go to my page, retweet it, tag Snyder, tag anybody, tag a friend, tag somebody who will care.
All right. Well, I'm gonna tag you. You're it. Next topic.
There we go. All right. Well, let's keep it. I'll just keep it movies for right now because why not? So Aaron Taylor Johnson, who was Quicksilver in the Avengers movie, has now been cast as Craven the Hunter for the Spider-Man Sony verse, I guess you would call it, because
Is
it's
that
not quite
official, or did some site just report it?
from everything that I've seen, it was official that
Mm-hmm.
he is for sure getting cast. Um, I haven't seen anybody dispute it, and it says that it's planning on a release about January of 2023, and the Spider-Man movie comes out in December, so he might actually have a little cameo in it since they're doing the whole multiverse kind of thing. It's he's a cool he's a cool actor. He's a good actor, you know. I think it's a good role for him, but then it's also like a Sony movie, so I don't put a lot of faith into it because I'm not a fan of the Sony movies that much. So that being said, what do you think, Rob? Do you care? Are you any way excited to see a Craven the Hunter movie? I mean, is that because you don't even have Spider-Man really in it, just like the last Venom movie, you didn't have Spider-Man in it, and probably not even the new one. Like, do you even care about these side characters like Morbius and Craven the Hunter and stuff like that?
This came from a guy named Justin Kroll, who's a reporter for Deadline. It says Sony's been aiming high, that he's been tapped to play Craven the Hunter. He's been aiming high from this role, approaching everyone from Brad Pitt and Keanu to JDW. Who's JDW?
I
Jeffrey
don't know.
Dean? No. Who would be JDW? Jean Claude? No. I'm stuck on
Uh,
this.
DW is John David Washington. He was in the Tenet and Ballers and a couple other. He was
So
in the.
Sony's saying he's been tapped, but this is from Deadline. Aaron Taylor Johnson has been cast in. Well, let me bring this up here. This is from Deadline, is where this comes from. Craven the Hunter, Aaron Taylor Johnson to play Spider-Man villain in standalone pick. They're making a Craven movie. Avi Arad and Matt Tolmach are producing, with the screenplay written by Art Markham and Matt Holloway and Richard Wank. I don't know who those guys are. Insider said Taylor Johnson. I really think they should put some of the credits, like behind these people.
What are they from?
Oh, Richard Wank. Got it. Art Markham. These are all like those credits you see at the end of The Simpsons that you're like, are those characters or the real people? Right. Insiders say Taylor Johnson came on studio execs' radar for the part after dailies for his upcoming action pick Bullet Train. Started coming in where his scenes would blow. Insiders say Taylor Johnson came on studio execs' radar for the part. This is written so weird. Insiders say Taylor Johnson came on to studio execs. It should be on to studio execs' radar for the part after dailies for his upcoming action pick Bullet Train started coming in. This is so. Who writes this? Came in after they came. You can't started after they came in. Oh God, this hurts my head. I was like, can I read? I know I can read. Like, what is this? Started coming in where his scenes would blow away top breasts. Look, 3 S's in the Brandon. Unless people think that I think being overly critical about how this is worded, right? There's a giant card. Taylor Johnson plays one of the main assassins in the pick, and according to one source, the scenes with Brad Pitt were so impressive that the studio acted fast to get him on board with Chandler. While the role carries on a ton of heft, insiders say some of the actors, like Tom Hardy, who are now playing combo characters, Venom, helped ease the pressure of taking on the role after that one phone call. Chandler, what one phone call are they talking about? That's weird. There's a phone call. What?
There's a phone call, but from who?
This is like we're Brandon, when I tell you to finish your sentences, I feel like they started writing something and then cut it and just were like, good enough. Chandler and Taylor Johnson hit off that a deal was sealed fairly quick. Oh God, Adverb City. Chandler and Taylor Johnson hit off that a deal was sealed. What does that mean? They hit off that a deal was sealed fairly quick. What does that mean, fairly quickly? Like, hit off that God.
This is written like your text messages that
Justin
you send me.
Kroll needs to learn how to fight. All right. There goes my whole, don't curse. I got to edit all that out. I got to put the big beeps in. No, I want to get the big beeps. Yeah, the big beeps are funny. Okay, so guys, look, I was the kid who liked to read in class to everyone because I'm like, I know how to read the sentences. So when I get stuck, understand there's a reason. All right, geez, that's okay. So first off, it's a Sony pick, not an MCU pick, which means it's another universe, which means they could cast Quicksilver as Kraven because it's a multiverse. That's it. So problem solved.
I'm just glad you read that and I didn't have to.
Oh, I would have been yelling at you like, how dumb are you, Brandon? Yeah. Like, I know. What do I care? I'm the guy who's
a lot less now, don't you?
I don't care about the Sony-driven films that have nothing to do with Kevin Feige and the MCU. That's it. I don't care about Venom. Don't care about Carnage. No. I don't like the movies. They're not for me. I love Venom. So Spider-Man was something I knew of as a kid, like with Spider-Man and Friends and the Electric Company, but I didn't care about Spider-Man until the very first time I saw the Venom cover. Issue was at 298, right? My cousin owned it, and that Venom was how I came to Spider-Man and McFarlane's art. I don't care for these movies, okay? I was telling Brandon, if you just take the trailer to Venom 2, the new one that came out, right? And you get Alien Ant Farm's Smooth Criminal, right? And you just sync them up. And instead of Annie, just pretend they're saying Eddie. You got yourself the music that matches the tone of the whole film. It's a 2003 style, early Sony's pre-MCU. May as well have Triple X in there. I may as well have cameos by Vin Diesel. And who else was big around 2003? Right, there's some dudes out there that kind of went away. Had to be. Who was big when you were in high school around then, right, Brandon? What were you watching?
I had to look up what came out that year because it's like
Evanescence, right? Like
probably was it Daredevil movies back then?
Daredevil, yeah.
Probably.
Those years blurred out for you too, huh, Brandon?
There was a lot of comedies like Just Married and Old School and I liked A Man Apart with Vin Diesel. I thought that was cool. A lot of comedies. Then isn't that when the first that Hulk movie came out? I hated that one. The weird one by Ang Lee or
Oh,
whatever.
with the Garbage Pail Kid's face.
Yeah,
He's got a
wasn't that
Garbage Pail Kid's
2003?
face. Yeah, he's got a Garbage Pail Kid's face.
Let me see.
The editing is something insane. I do enjoy just looking at the way they try to use comic book panels for the editing, which you should probably never do, but they did it, so I can watch it for that.
Yeah, that was a train wreck.
But I mean, look, if this excites you, if you're into the Sonyverse and you're like, man, Venom and Craven and Mobius is my thing, then be happy. You're getting more of it.
Yeah, you're getting it.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's switch to a little bit of art and also keep it Spider-Man topic-y, kind of. So, the very famous and very popular J. Scott Campbell, who's drawn tons of Spider-Man stuff
The heck you say?
and beautiful women and all kind of great art, did a drawing of Black Cat wearing a Spider-Man outfit, chewing on some pearls and such. And he said, hey, everyone in the art community, draw this in your style. So there it is. Rob's got it up. It was from a cover. And she's got, diamonds and everything going on. And she's like, looking good. And he put it out there for the interwebs and said, hey, everybody, if you're an artist or do any kind of artsy things, whether it be sock puppets or 3D modeling or
Has anyone
drawing,
done a sock puppet yet?
No, but now that I
you
said
should
it,
do
now that I
that.
said
Like
it,
Syphil and Ollie, dude. Like give her the droopy.
Uh,
In Syphil and Ollie. Did you ever watch that show?
I think so. He's got like the droopy eye, or it's like barely hanging on.
Yeah, so like it was a sock puppet show on MTV. Was it MTV? I think it was. Maybe Comedy Central around 98, 99 ish. 98, definitely 98. And they would do these puppets, and it was just really, really, really crude, and like they get tripped out on LSD. They'd have this crack whore puppet, and they put like the balloons, like balloons that would hang out. They would they would just tape hanging balloons to show sagging boobs, and and have them smoking. Yeah, Syphil and Ollie is.
Well, I'm glad you said do sock puppet because I really was afraid you were going to have me do one of your Cosbro ideas and have me do a pinup version of this with hey, you buy me the white wig, the mask, and the Spider-Man shirt, and I'll do it. Yes, but I'm not spending my money.
I'm currently unemployed. So, I mean, aside from Berserk Boy,
I'm washing dishes for my wife to give me allowance, so I'm not faring much better.
We could just Photoshop some hair onto you, right? Like we can
right. We could just draw it on there.
What if we just cut out his art and just put it around your head? Like
that works too.
Okay.
I'm sure there's a Snapchat filter.
Sure.
Or whatever, IG filter. So, that being said, Rob has conjured up a roughy version so far. It is unfinished.
It's a roughy version.
But, here comes Negative Nancy, Debbie Downer, Rob. Check this cool shit out so far. Rob, come on, describe what's going on here in this image. Tell us what's going on. What all are we looking at?
We're looking at a lot of blobbies.
Sound enthusiastic like you would.
No, I'm not going to sound
like it.
No, I'm not going to sound look, man, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, so, I generally don't jump in on these things, but, Scott Campbell's a guy I've been following his art since 1987, 88, around there. Longer than most, because Scott Campbell entered a contest in Nintendo Power Magazine, and the contest was design your own video game. And he sent all these drawings with levels and characters, and it was a game called Long Arm. It's supposed to be like an RPG, and it was like I'm like, a kid won this contest. I thought for certain it would have been like a grown adult or something.
Right.
And the art was really good. I mean, you look at it now, go back, it's very Art Adamsy, but it's super good. I mean, especially for like a 12-year-old. It was like 12. And so, yeah, man, 12, 14, somewhere around there. And I was in the 5th grade, so I was like, Jeffrey Campbell, this is the dude for me, because it was like a kid could win art contests. And then I later rediscovered his art on the Gen 13 promos that were originally ran in the pages of Wizard magazine. They had these like full page Gen 13 promos where it was like all the line art and like just a little piece of it was in color. It was the how they previewed Gen 13. So I thought, hey, look, you know, one of the things that I'm trying to get myself back into order art-wise, and it's not about drawing for me, it's about, at this point, storytelling. And this is something that I learned really heavily on Spyro and Crash, was that coming up with a story that can be told in one picture. So here, obviously, she has jewels that, you know, she probably stole, you know, and she probably out-tricked Spider-Man. That's why she's got his shirt. You know, she's sort of enjoying the spoils of war, essentially, right? So I tried to take that one step further, and I conjured up a whole scheme in my head where she had stolen Kingpin's family jewels. So instead of her just knowing on like a pearl necklace, I was like, what if she had Kingpin's cane, and I can add some pearls, and then little plushy Kingpin, and then I'm gonna add this box here that says Spidey is like, oh my God, Felicia stole Kingpin's family jewels, because, you know, I got to work in a little sex joke. And then obviously I gave her some cats because she's a black cat, and I'm like, she should have cats, and I like little Ghibli cats. I thought it'd be fun to have them trying to kill the plushie. And then Jules.
Can we get a zoom in on the cat?
Right.
And the plushies? Yeah, give me a little zoom in action. There we go. Yeah.
These little squiggly.
I like the crazy cats.
Yeah, and then these. I could show you the original sketch. Let me hit a new paste. Oh, that is not it. So where is the sketch? Here, let me merge that. Let me see if, there we go. So this is like the sketch that I did quickly on a piece of paper first, which I have not posted anywhere. So SketchCraft exclusive.
Exclusive.
You know, whatever. So this is the initial sketch, and then which I do like that face. So I'm not done with these proportions. And then I just did this color over to figure out how I'm going to get the color scheme, because I didn't want to just do this, which he already did. So I'm like, well, if I were to do the color, what would I do, you know? So I like green and purple. So I got this green and purple thing here with a little bit of the pink, you know, the pink, because she's feminine, you know. And then I create a little light source going off Spidey's. I like those word balloons where like they talk through the word balloons. So it's a way of drawing Spider-Man without actually drawing him. So they're that, and I'm gonna put these little like plushies down here where there's a Spidey and a ball of yarn because she's a cat, and a little Venom and her little thieving bag, and then there'll be a little Carnage here. That's whatever that is, and then a little MJ with a knife through her head, which I thought would be kind of fun. So that's what I'll be doing soon enough, and I'll be recording videos and streaming, and we'll have that all up on the channel. So whenever we get done, and that'll be that. So, but again, these proportions they're not final. I got to work this out, but you get the idea, you know.
Yeah. Still
there.
Cool.
There, Brandon. There.
I like it. I know other people online like it. It's fun. It's cute. It's playful. It's got cool shit going on. Those cats are crazy. I dig it. And I know others do too, even if you hate everything.
That's enough. We got to get out of here. All right, Brandon, say goodbye.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for listening. Subscribe, sub, tweet, hashtag, all that good stuff.